All of us know that one of the greatest organizations that Klal Yisrael has is the organization called Hatzalah. Hatzalah started back in 1962 in Williamsburg in Brooklyn because of an incident with Herschel Weber. But over the years, many different communities have had EMS people that are well trained to start Hatzalah in their neighborhoods. And in 2006 in Baltimore, that's when it started. Now, in the beginning, in the first year, they had only about 600 calls. But now, since then, over 4,500 calls have been made to Hatzalah. And Baruch Hashem, their response time is absolutely incredible. Hatzalah in Baltimore can be so proud because I want to share with you a very interesting fact. Do you know that the standard response that EMS people throughout the United States, what they hope for, and they don't always get it, is to be able to respond to an emergency between 6 and 8 minutes. Baltimore Hatzalah responds in 2 minutes. Can you believe that? That is so incredible, and it is such a compliment to the responders, to the 25 responders that we have here in Baltimore. As a matter of fact, besides the responders, you have 15 dispatchers. Now, the telephone system for the Baltimore Hatzalah is so intricate that this is a system that cost over $130,000 to put together. And recently, during the Hurricane Irene, when power lines were down, trees were all over the place, buildings were flooded, anyone who called Hatzalah was able to get through. Now, this was not true with the regular phone system. Many people were without phone systems because they had no electricity. But because of the intricate system that Hatzalah spent the money for, not one person who called Hatzalah wasn't able to be connected. And now Hatzalah in Baltimore has transport. That means that if chas v'shalom someone is in an accident or someone has to be transported to a hospital, Baltimore Hatzalah will be able to get there. So everyone in Baltimore, in the Baltimore Jewish community, can feel so confident that in case chas v'shalom there is a medical emergency, they are not only being responded to by people who are trained, but are people who are constantly being trained. And I want to share one more thought with you. You know, as I told you in the beginning, Hatzalah started in 1962. There was an incident with a fellow, Herschel Weber, who saw someone never pass away, and he was very upset, and he started something small, and eventually he went to the Satmar Rebbe. And he said, Rebbe, do you believe that we should have an emergency medical service? And the Rebbe told him, yes, of course you should, and he read to him a certain Shari Tshuva. The Shari Tshuva is in Shar Gimel, Ois Ayin Aleph. Listen to this. V'toy v'nochen ma'oid, the Shar Tshuva writes. It's very good and proper. Liyos b'chol ir v'ir, there should be in every city. Misnadvim ba'am, there should be volunteers. Min hamaskilim, you got to get intelligent people. Liyos nechonim u'mazamonim, they should be ready. L'chol davar Hatzalah, for any type of rescue work. And that's what the Satmar Rebbe said. Because of this Shari Tshuva, start the organization and call it Hatzalah. B'yais ish or isha mi Yisrael shruyim b'tzar. If you have a man or a woman that's in pain, and that's where Hatzalah started. Now, just a little bit of self-advertising, if you don't mind. If you want to read how the whole story started in Hatzalah, you could take a look at the book, the Maggid book, Reflections of the Maggid, and it's on page 100. And it tells us the whole story of what happened with Herschel Weber and eventually how the Satmar Rebbe named it. And so I want to encourage everyone who's watching this video production. You should support Hatzalah. Hatzalah in Baltimore is a wonderful thing. They've saved many lives, saved so many people from anguish and heartache, and responded in such a quick way. We owe it to them to respond to their call, and to their call to help them financially so that they should be able to continue helping all of us here in Baltimore.